And we're live. Evening, everybody. Got a special guest tonight with Stefan Richter, someone I've known for a very long time. I think he and I first met in 2002, somewhere around there, at a conference that was being run in Belgium, or was it Holland? It doesn't really matter. He and I have not just worked together, we've been friends since then, but we've also been working on this particular app for the last two and a bit years, because after our experiences of networking and the sort of weaknesses there are in people's communications ability, we looked long and hard at how we could make it simpler and easier, more effective for people to actually communicate with people they meet on an everyday basis, which we all do. And how you can convey in a simple way something that says something about you and potentially your opportunity that's always consistent and gives you the best chance of beginning to build a relationship with them in a way which could lead somewhere, whether that's to a product purchase or to actually potentially a business partner over time. And out of that original thinking has come what we're launching now, Collivr, which is a mobile app. And Stefan, as the developer of this, has really devoted much of his life over the last couple of years to creating this. And it's an exceptionally simple but very powerful tool for all of us to use, which is also going to be developed to expand its capabilities over time. But right now we have one that works very simply on your mobile phone, on a smartphone, and through the internet with a browser, so that you've got access to the back office information that you store while you're out meeting people. So I'm going to introduce Stefan, who's now going to give us an overview of what it does, how it works, and really the power that it embodies in helping you to be consistent about what you say to new people in relation to your product and your opportunity. So Stefan, welcome to the call tonight, and over to you, my friend.
Well, thank you very much for the introduction. Yeah, let's go straight into that. Because I think it's vital to understand the idea of Collivr first, and then we can talk about what we can do with it in detail. The idea came up when I was actually walking around, wanted to pass some information on to someone I met in the street, and we talked about a product that I was working on that point, but I didn't have the right information with me, and so I asked for the email address, which the other person didn't have at hand. So I had to write it down somewhere, put it onto a piece of paper, and put it in my pocket, and had to remember that I wanted to put it in later on, and also into a computer, and also have to send some information. So I was thinking about something that makes this process easier and helps, well, literally everybody, but especially distributors. And I've been involved in the network marketing industry for well, quite a few years now as well, since 2000, around that time. The idea was to spread information faster and then give it out in an appropriate way, and that's exactly what I'm going to show you tonight. I'm going to switch over to from this screen to directly to the browser, where we are at the sign in of the account, and we've prepared some data in it, and we will go into that straight away. And we will start with the Collivr dashboard, where we can see that there is some information in there. It's building up now due to the screen sharing is a bit slow. So my apologies for that one. The main part in Collivr are two things, or main parts. There are the campaigns and emails after that. So a campaign is like a topic. It's a summarizing phrase or word that gives you overview of what's going on. We're going to go into campaigns straight away and see that there are 2 active campaigns at the moment. I will go into the first one here and check what we have in there, and then later on we'll go into the second one as well, probably. So here you find the campaign. Oops, I didn't want to scroll down. We have the campaign, we have the title of the campaign. You can put in a purpose that is needed for later. You will see that in a moment. And also we have the sender information. So in this case, it's sent from Sue and created by Sue. and this is how it's going to appear on the smartphone. So this is how you see the name that you're going to see on the smartphone when you have this campaign. We go via the share button. I will explain that in a moment. And then here we have active messages, and we have one inactive message down here. Active message means these are options that you can send to a lead that you meet in the street or wherever, and this one is not visible on the phone at this point. And further down we have a contact already. You're going to see that in my screenshots from the app later on. I sent a message to Nigel to show how the emails look like. Within the emails and within the campaign, you can create as many emails as you want. You can create different campaigns. We keep this one topic here right now, and we'll go into that one straight away. And you will see that we have a message here, and edit that message now. If it's opening up, there we go. And actually what is going to happen here, what you have to think of when you see this one is you have a tool that is sending out emails. So you're starting with something where you create emails first, like we've done here, like Sue has done here earlier, and we're going to manipulate that a little bit. If Sue doesn't mind, then I'm going to get you the original back later on. But you can create these emails. I'm going to show you some tricks with it. Can put images in, as you can see here. We have links, as you can see, for the down in red here, and can make sure that these emails look really professional. And that's actually how they're going to go out and how they're going to be received by the other party. So what we're going to do here is, I've got a special tool up here that helps me to get the color of the image. Doesn't it? Does. Color picker active. So we're going to take a blue like this from here. Going to go for the style of the email and put this in here. Oops. And now we've taken the blue, so that will be how you can, for example, manipulate the look and the feel of the email. You can paste different blocks in here. We've taken one with an image at the top, that's this one, some text below it, and a button at the bottom. We can add another one. Let's say we would like to add some more text. We're going to take it out in a moment again. But we can just click on it to get it in here, and then load more images, get a title, separate, oops, write something here and put some text in, so you can really nicely design the whole thing and work from there. You can take them out clearly again. So that's how you design your emails. You put them together in a very visual way. It's very easy to get a good look and feel here. And from here, you just save it. And then when we are out again, then we have here the information about the email again. We go in there again. We don't edit it this time. So you can choose clearly, as in every email, the subject line, and you can also go further down. And when you're editing it, you can also have attachments to it. So that's what's happened here. There are some attachments, or in that case, one attachment that's attached to that email. So that will go out. Oh, sorry, no, two attachments. They will go out with the email together, and you define the email at a certain point when you start thinking about the product, or when you start thinking about promotion. You put everything together. You're just not sending it out right now, because you will be sending it out with a Collivr app when you meet the lead. Actually, we should remember that we meet the lead in the street. That would be the point when we come to the mobile app in a moment. After generating all the emails, after creating all that stuff, we can now go and go over to the mobile app. I will switch back to the other screen. And when we log in to the mobile app, we actually see the campaigns that we have active in the back office. There could be more than these two, obviously, but for now we have these two, so that's what we have just created. And once you click on the campaign, and we went for the first one, so we went for sharing campaigns. We would click on the on the button at the top, and would then get to the next one. And okay, that's done. So now here you see the description of the email, of the campaign again, and also listed here the messages that are contained in that email, in that campaign. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 emails in that campaign. Now, when we hit the Collivr button, that means that's the point where we're actually starting to enter some information of a lead. So here we are. I've put in Nigel's email address already, Nigel's first name, last name, and a dummy telephone number. And I have selected 4 out of the 5 emails to be sent out. Let's say this person is interested in the first 4 points, but not in the 5th one. I believe recommend Collivr in as well. And these are the predefined emails behind it. It's just the subject line that you see, and you don't actually have the emails on the mobile phone. So you don't need much data for that. It's just the information that these emails are there. Then we hit the send button. The image will be sent. So that's done in the background by the server. Again, it's not done by your mobile. The actual information is being sent by our servers, so you don't waste any data on that one. And this is how, that is another email, how an email like that comes in. So you see the image at the top. In this case, there was a gray background which got cut off, but we actually can change it to red or to whatever we want. And you see the links in here, you see the buttons in there, and in the app and as well in the back office, I'm going to show you in a moment, we have the collected information for that lead. We can export that if we want to Excel or CSV files. And we have some more information. This is obviously in Germany, since I'm sitting in Germany right now. This is where I've collected the information, so to say. That's where I hit the Collivr button. So that is just for you as a reminder where you met that person. So when you're running around in the street, it's sometimes quite useful not just to have the name, but also remember where that actually was, to see and then get back in mind as a little mind jogger where you have been or who that has been, and give you some more details on that. So that's how the app looks like and how the process is in the app. Let's quickly go back into the campaigns. There are a few more things that I would like to show you here, because in here you can also see the contact and actually the campaigns that have been used for that person, and we've just finished today showing the emails below this one as well. And another thing there where you can use that is by putting in email addresses directly on the phone. So let's say we will be on the phone now talking about the products or the business opportunity, and now we want to put my email address in as a lead. Surprise, surprise, it's in there already. Yeah. Now I need to, too quick. So now I need to just select which of the emails I would like to have. I don't want the recommendation. And while talking to someone on the phone, you can simply select the predefined emails that you have written already, which you want to send, and then hit the send button. And then the email is sent. You're ready for the next one, and once you're reloading the page, the contact will show up here as well. So while we're talking about that, there might be a situation that you are preparing an email, for example, like Sue is working on this one, and we can turn them on and off. So if this one is maybe not ready, like it isn't, then we pull it back into the available messages. We can edit it here, but it doesn't show on the mobile phone. You can change the order. Maybe this one is the most important for you right now, then just move it to the top. And that is then also how they appear on the mobile phone. So this one will be now the first one. If I would start it on the app, this one would be the top one to be shown in the app. Something that is very important on this product is the share button, and that's the one that I'm going to explain right now. Sharing means you can predefine the emails and the entire campaign, and then you can share it with someone, with a friend of yours, so that someone in your downline, for example, that would like to start straight away, can get the predefined emails with one click, just sharing it with that person, make that person a friend, and then share it with that friend. And when they log in, then they receive the entire campaign with all the predefined emails and can use it straight away as their campaign. So they have the email in a way you've written them, you've designed them, you know their work, and you can share the opportunity and the product information much faster than you would be if that person would try to assemble the emails themselves. So that's already it. That's the main business on Collivr, and what it can do. You can get a quick overview on the dashboard also, and we're going to share some tips and tricks with it in an email blast, so you will be well informed and can start straight away creating beautiful emails and spread them around. Do you want to take over, Nigel?
Sorry, Stefan, I was muted just to stop erroneous noises or phones going off here to interrupting you. Thank you very much for that. A couple of things that I'd just like to pick up on while we go through this. For your mobile phone, it works on iPhone and on Android, which is pretty much 90-something% of the market anyway. And as you saw, you may have noticed, is Google Play on the left and App Store. That's where you get it for your phone. Now remember, please bear this in mind, that actually the two things work hand in hand. You also need to register through Collivr.com on the web, in other words. Now you can still do that from your phone, but you may like to do it from your PC if you've got one at home, or your tablet, because you'll get the back office in particular is fairly small on the phone, although it does work extremely well. So it's better to work through a tablet or a PC. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about the sharing side of it, because that is such a powerful feature for networkers. The challenge most of us have, most networkers have, particularly those of us who are kind of in this business as a career, which we are, but many people aren't. They're actually part-time. And one of the challenges they find is in actually in being consistent about what they do and having something that's simple for them to use in order to deliver a consistent message. And that's the essence of what Collivr does for you, particularly using the sharing program. Now, we as Upline, our interest is in getting duplication of activity going on within a group or within the group. And this is a really simple way of sharing already created material, professionally produced, so that people can put it onto their Collivr app on the mobile phone. So there's no confusion when someone says, well, what do you do? Now you've got a situation where you can really simply turn around to someone and say, well, actually, you know, what I do is, and depending on whether it's product or business, you can then say, well, it's probably the simplest thing for me to do is just send you an email and we can talk about the content of that. Give me your email address and your phone number and I'll share that information with you. But essentially, I do this. And that is, again, appropriate, whatever it is that you're doing at that moment, helping people to build a second income, or I actually help to improve people's skin, or I help to make them look 10 years younger in 2 minutes. You know, those sorts of things are built in, and what we're creating now are things that actually address those those issues. So this is a really important, simple tool for people to actually take up on. So you register on Collivr.com, download from Google Play or App Store. A couple of other just sort of minor points, but they're quite important. The data is held on the servers, which are 100% secure. So you're not at risk of losing the information you find, you collect. If, for example, as someone close to us has done recently, you drop your phone or you go swimming with it. And so, you know, your data's not at risk in that respect. It's sat securely on the server. So all you need is another downloaded version of the app on your phone. Bingo. All of the data's there. So it's you know, this is a really simple, but again, very powerful tool. There's something else that's worth mentioning here. We are introducing an affiliate program for people who are sharing it with others in their organization, because we recognize how important it is to cascade this usage down, because the more duplication of activity you get, the more your business will build effectively. And that, I guess, is the name of the game ultimately. What we're trying to achieve here is something simple and very powerful that duplicates activity, because if that's happening, then your organization duplicates. So the way that people struggle is in that initial connection, and that's what Collivr is designed to do, is to help people make that initial connection much, much more effectively. So I haven't got anything more to add at this moment. I don't know whether Sue has. I think she's got a couple of comments as well. So Sue?
Hi. It was just, Stefan, if you could just go back to that, to the edit option in one of the campaigns.
Sure.
These sharing campaigns that Stefan's opening up now are ones that I've created. They have generic links in. So there are no links that find their way back, for instance, to my website or anything like that. They purely are generic. So it means that anybody can actually be able to do that themselves. And more importantly, in the edit button, I've left the button at the bottom, which we shall hopefully click on. Okay, so you can see at the bottom here, you've got two buttons. And I use this template purely to try out how this template worked. And I think it works quite well, because it's showing male and female, because we get great results from both. But for instance, there's a button at the bottom, if you could just hover that. And that button you could put on there, I don't know, my website, and then put a connection link, a hyperlink to your, in the edit button. Well done, thank you. So you could put whatever it is. I mean, mine is www.vivra121.com. Okay. So google.de. Well, we don't want that one, thank you. But it means that you can put your own details there. It means also that you can actually additionally put at the bottom of this, you could put your own contact details. You know, there are so many other options available for you to do. So I've done the generic part, which is able, to be copied immediately and used. But then you can then just alter what you put at the bottom. You might decide that you want to put, there's another little bit which gives all your Facebook pages and your Twitter accounts, your Instagram, all those things. So you can go into that. That's it, the one there. So you could add that at the bottom. And I had to redo these earlier because I stupidly went and deleted some of them. So you can put your Facebook page in, you can put your Twitter account in. So everything links back to you personally. So again, making sure that you use this to its full capacity. And the thing I love about using it is that it's getting your message to the person who you've just met in a heartbeat. And I think that's why it's so powerful. And the fact that you don't have to recreate any other emails, or you don't have to worry about it. They're all there, all ready for you. And this is, for instance, this particular email is the third in a follow-up. So I'm just working on the second of the follow-ups of the campaign. So, you know, it's just making sure that you've got a follow-up campaign going on so that you can then, you know, kind of do this drip feed them, if you like, every, I don't know, few days, 3-4 days. And just to make sure that you're getting the full potential, because we know that most people won't buy on the first you know, kind of exposure to it. You know, we need exposing a few more times before kind of go, oh, actually, no, I really have to take some notice of this because they're amazing photographs. And, you know, so that might be the reason that, you know, that might, you know, kind of give someone the kind of the relation, if you like. So relate to Jessica, or, you know, husband's overweight. So, you know, Ron, well, perhaps Nigel needs to lose 40 pounds. Who knows? So it's so all those things are just, you know, there for you. So as you've quite rightly said, you know, just make sure that you've got all your details on it. It's a fabulous little bit of kit, and I love using it. Back to you then, Stefan.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure again that that everybody understands that after signing up at the website and downloading the mobile app, once you get, for example, a campaign shared by Sue, you can instantly use that. So you don't have to, as she said there, in this campaign particularly, the emails, the links are generic ones, so you don't have to do anything. But within 5 minutes or even 2 minutes maybe, you could start using exactly the emails you see on the screen right now. And that's something how you can really start duplicating rather than fiddling around with your own emails, figuring out where to get the figures and the pictures and stuff like that. So that really helps to get it going very, very quickly.
Excellent.
Good. Nigel, anything?
I'm just going to pass you back to Nigel quickly.
Stefan, do you just want to quickly cover the licensing arrangements?
Yes, we have actually 3 different types of licenses. When you join Collivr, when you sign up for the first time, there's no credit card needed, no payments at for the first 30 days. You will be on a free license, which will be a premium license for the first 30 days. That gives you full access to all the features, no limitations, no strings attached. So it's very straightforward what you can do with it. If you decide to go for a paid version, then we have 2 different options. There's one smaller package, which will be which is $48 a year. That's not a monthly fee; it's a yearly fee, $48. And the big package, the premium package, is $96. The basic version, the smaller one, has some limitations in the number of active campaigns and the number of active emails per campaign that you can use. You can still put in as many as you want, but you can't have that many active at the same time. All the details are to be found on the website, so you can go straight from there. But even if you decide not to go for it right now, we have a free version that can stay on your phone. You can still access all your campaigns in the back office. Again, that is then restricted to the number of campaigns, the number of active campaigns that you can use, and also to the number of leads that you can send some information to per month. And that is free forever, so that can stay on your phone as long as you want and as long as the program is running.
Okay, we've just had a question from someone who's saying, how is it possible to get a picture? So the pictures that are there, it's really just, we'll say that we'll happily share those with you. We've literally just downloaded them from the back office, so from the product pages. So I think that was the only question. Bear with me a second. Okay. All right. Okay. Right, and that's the only question. So that's fine.
Okay. Thank you, Stefan, very much for that. As all of you will see, it's an extremely simple concept. There's an awful lot of technology behind it, I have to say that much. It's extremely flexible and powerful, and there's an awful lot more features that are being worked upon that will come along over the next few months that will enhance what we do. Exceptionally is probably the right word to use. So those of you who would like to take part, just go to Collivr.com to visit the website. You can register there and download the app from the appropriate store for your phone. And we look forward to seeing you as a user. Stefan, thank you very much for tonight.
You're welcome.
Thank you everyone for attending. And we'll speak to you all next week. Thanks a lot.
Bye. Good night.